Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Lentz podcast.
Thank you so much.
You are my younger sister.
Yes, I.
You live in Los Angeles.
Yes, I do.
You are the third oldest of 6 of us kids.
Yep. Middle.
How would you describe yourself to one of my friends that has never met you?
As your sister?
Yeah.
Or just who I am?
Yeah. Hey, Jack, this is my sister, Mary. Mary, tell them about yourself.
Hi, Jack. I live in LA, just like Warren. Younger sister. I also work in the industry and...
The entertainment industry.
The entertainment industry, of course. Scripted television, post-production. I don't really love being at these big events, but here I am.
You assume we're at a big event?
Yeah.
No, it's just me, you, and Jack at a coffee shop.
Oh, okay. That's chill. I love this coffee shop. Come here a lot. What are you drinking, Mary? Oh, I drink decaf coffee, heavy cream, and...
Because you're into health?
Yep.
Decaf, less caffeine.
Decaf, less caffeine, heavy cream, the taste.
Do you think Donald Trump's going to win?
Whoa.
Jumping right in.
Whoa.
This is recorded before the election,
Uh,
and it is heating up.
I do think he'll win the election.
Wow.
I know.
Do you?
Hot take.
Hot take. Well, he's gotten a lot better in the polls lately, and Kamala is starting to do more interviews, which she needs to do.
She does.
But we will see what happens. All right. So we are from Illinois.
Yes.
And you've been here for a minute now.
Just a decade.
A decade.
Yep.
What is it like being a Christian who works in the entertainment industry?
It is challenging and a joy. I think what's challenging is I believe I'm set at a higher standard, and especially when people know I'm a Christian, I think I need to lead by example a lot, and that can get hard in my job. I think sometimes that part is challenging, and it's also a joy because I think I'm living for something much greater than a lot of people and am not putting my identity in my job whatsoever. And so in some ways I can feel myself feeling lighter than a lot of people in my job.
Do most people feel heavy?
A lot of people feel heavy, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how much of a bubble we're in because I feel like the rest of the country is so different than LA. Because here it's just brutal. It's people that want to get ahead.
Right.
They're here for a reason. Oftentimes they're not from here. But then we also have a lot of homelessness, and crime is up. And it's just we live in a weird time. Right. Elon just releases robots.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, who knows?
It's crazy. And I don't know if you feel this way, but whenever I leave LA and leave the bubble, it feels so differently. You feel the energy. I do travel a lot. You don't travel enough.
Yeah, why do you travel so much?
Single, ready to mingle. Do
you think you'll meet your husband in a place that's not LA?
It's possible.
Okay, is it more likely you'll meet your husband in LA or not in LA?
Probably not LA. I've tried LA for so long, and the most solid men I've met don't live in LA ever. I had a best friend ask me, when's the last time you went on a date with someone who lives in LA? It's been a hot minute.
And why do you think that is?
Oh boy. I think the majority of men I've met in LA are not ready to settle down. They are less emotionally mature than me.
Ooh.
I know.
Ouch.
They are intimidated by my job, which frustrates me.
Explain your job.
I am an associate producer in post-production for scripted TV. So I oversee the post-production process from filming all the way to delivery. And so that looks like handling, from the beginning, camera specs, is everything kosher? You have to learn a lot of details of where are the files going, what facilities are they going to, talking to the facilities, making sure they're in alignment with the studio. Like, to say it simply, I just oversee the process of filming, color, sound, visual effects, budget sometimes, things of that nature.
Got it. Wow. So how many people are on a crew? Like The Office, how many people did it take to make The Office, not including the actors?
Well, that is a great question.
More or less than 100?
In total, more.
More or less than 300?
Less.
Got it. So 100 to 300 people.
I would say probably like 150, 175.
Got it. And for a drama that's like Game of Thrones,
Ooh.
like 1 hour, is that like a lot more people? Than
We're
The Office?
talking people who worked,
Graphic designer.
anyone involved in that job,
Yeah.
500.
Wow.
Because you're talking about multiple VFX vendors, and let's say each VFX vendor has 20 people on their team.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how many vendors they have. And production, I don't know how many locations they went to. So when you go to another location, you can have a totally different crew.
So wait, when you're done with the show, do you have another show, or what happens with that?
That is a scary part about my job. You are,
Ooh.
I know, it's a free-for-all. So I'm viewed as a freelancer, and so it's on me to figure out my next move. And how I do that is it's networking. So it's typically if you have a good relationship with your producer on your show, so that would be my post-producer, he or she would let me know if they have another project and let me know if they want to take me on to their next project. If they don't, then I would contact the studio and tell the studio, hey, I'm available after this project. Do you have any shows at your studio that you're starting? So I worked with Amazon for several years, and that's what I would do is a show is wrapping up. I email my post exec and say, do you have any new Amazon shows coming that you need a producer for?
So you've been working in Hollywood like 10 years. How many shows have you worked on?
8 to 10.
You don't even know.
I don't know.
And what's the longest gap you had from when a show ended to when your new job
6
started?
months.
That's the longest?
Yep,
Wow.
because of the strikes.
And what's the shortest? Like none?
None.
Dang.
Maybe a week.
Because your boss, the producer, wanted to hire you again?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
I love when that happens.
Yeah, that's great.
I've worked with really good producers.
But it would be nice to have a few months break to just relax.
It is. You've always been jealous of that.
I am jealous because my job is a standard where it's like
I know.
I'm more on the executive side, like the studio side, the buyer side. I'm less of the production, making the dog food kind of person.
Yeah.
So
You've been super encouraging over the years because when I would get stressed about not having a show right away, you were always the one to say, like, Mary, you need to chill out. It's amazing. You're getting 1 or 2 months off. I would kill to have that opportunity.
yeah,
And that always helped me.
yeah,
And then I go to London.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, do you want to tell the story about Marty?
yes.
How he came to know her?
Yeah, this is huge. This is a story about God's faithfulness, and I don't even know if Marty or her family knows, but back when I was 22 and you were younger than me, I graduated Northwestern, and it was the day before I fly out to LA. I'm laying in bed at like 5 a.m. I wake up and I heard this voice. I heard God tell me to go caddy. I was a golf caddy one more time. I didn't want to do it, but I felt a strong nudge. So I got up, I went and caddied one last time before I flew to LA. I just graduated film school at Northwestern. And during that loop, or those 18 holes that I caddied, I met this guy on the 17th hole who started asking me, hey, what do you want to do?
17th?
I'm like,
I didn't know it was that
it was
late.
it was second to the last hole.
Oh, wow.
Which is called the penultimate hole. Penultimate means second to the last, which is a new SAT word. So I'm talking to this guy on the 17th hole. He asked me, what are you doing? I say, I'm moving to LA tomorrow, going to work in entertainment. Don't really know what yet. He ends up giving me the number of this family he sold insurance to back in Minnesota. He gave me the number of their daughter who worked at WME. So I get to LA. I have a few interviews lined up. I end up calling this girl, Emma, who worked at WME and was like, hey, I'm coming in. She ended up helping push me through to help get that job. I ultimately accepted WME instead of CAA. And she was super helpful, took time to really kind of walk me through that. But 2 weeks later, I was at the Grove and I was enjoying my free time before I started my first job out of college. And I get a call from Emma, and it went to voicemail because she was, I'm in a movie, but she texts me and she says, hey, one of my boss's clients is looking for someone to potentially live with them and help out with the kids and the dogs or whatever. And basically for free rent, which I was like, whoa. So I run out of the movie theater. I call her back and say, yes, like I would love to apply or be submitted. I end up meeting with Marty the next morning and her 2 kids at the time. They were 4 and 8.
Jeez.
And they're amazing. and that was Judd and Lainey. And back in 2010, I ended up moving in to their first floor. And ultimately, I ended up getting my first job and my living situation in LA, which was huge because you don't make a lot of money at WME, all because I ended up making this connection just before I moved to LA.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's insane.
So I lived there for 2 years. I'm at WME. I end up leaving out of that house because she was in a new relationship at the time, and he was moving in, and a couple of years go by or whatnot. And then I feel like I had a conversation with you one night about you were planning to move out here to LA.
Yep.
And the next morning at 5 a.m., 5:30, I get a text from Marty being like, hey, do you know anyone just like you that would appreciate this opportunity? Blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally just talked to my sister last night. She's going to do a better job than I did. You end up living at her house.
Yeah.
Huge blessing.
Yeah.
And you end up getting your first job on one of her shows.
Yep.
This woman, Marty, is amazing. She's a massive producer, writer.
Yep.
Had a Netflix deal, like worked on Buffy and a gazillion shows, and is just a huge blessing to our whole family now. So
yeah.
I can't believe that was so long ago.
She's my Cinderella story.
She is.
Because people ask my advice, how did you break in the industry? I'm like, you can't do what I did.
I know.
So can I share my perspective?
Yeah, what was your perspective?
So my perspective, I was in Kansas City last semester of college. I knew I wanted to work in production, maybe be an editor. I had an internship at a news station, and I didn't want to move to LA. I felt I definitely had stereotypes about it, but it just was on my heart more and more. And I remember praying and just asking God, okay, if you want me in LA, I just ask that I don't have an opportunity to stay in Kansas City. And I ended up not getting an offer at this news station. So then it was kind of an act of faith to tell you over the phone in that phone call. I think I said, okay, I'm going to move to LA, but I don't know what that looks like. I need a new car, cell phone, laptop. I had nothing to kind of set me up. And so it was that week Warren said, hey, like, I need to talk to you, and that's not like you to just want to call me. So I thought something was wrong.
Yeah, I was so excited to call you.
You were so excited. And then we talked at 11 p.m. my time, and you told me that Marty wanted someone. And it was the most divine, to this day, just one of my top life stories of divine timing. And I had a call with Marty that week. I came out and met with her because we were already coming out for Christmas. And yeah, I moved in, and I had a few months of not finding any work. And she had a pilot called Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, and also she created Unreal. So she said, well, if one of my shows gets picked up, like, you can totally work in the writer's room. And I didn't know the industry well at that time, so I didn't know how big of a deal that was to even be in the writer's room. And then I spent a few months at coffee shops applying to any job. I remember getting to the point where I was applying at a mall, and right when that happened, I remember coming home one day, and Marty was just so happy in her kitchen, and she said, like, it got picked up, Girlfriend's Guide, and just in her kitchen, she goes, okay, you have a job. I was like, okay, and she goes, you're the writer's PA. And
wow.
Yeah, a funny story of how green I was is I'll never forget. Because I didn't know what that meant, and she was so busy, I didn't want to say, Marty, like, what is my job? Like, I don't know what that is. And one of the things she said is, well, if you can create a menu book, that would be great. I said, okay, no problem. So I went to Target, and I bought 10 folders, and I walked around Hollywood Boulevard going to each restaurant and asking for a menu.
Oh my gosh.
And then I made individual menu books. And what's ridiculous about this is what she meant is just have a binder, print off menus.
Yeah.
And then everyone will just tell you their order. Yeah. And then I could just tell when she saw the effort I made, she was like, oh no, this is painful.
Really?
Yeah, it was really painful. I had so many things. Like, I'll never forget, she put her salad order the first week, and then she put, like, let's just say Caesar salad, DOS. And I had no idea what that was. So I snuck in.
Dressing on side.
Yep.
Yeah.
I snuck back in. I said, Marty, I'm so sorry. What does that mean? And she goes, oh, honey, it means dressing on side. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yikes. You got to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
You don't learn that in college.
Because you could have Googled that looking back.
Yeah. Or the assistant I shared an office with.
Oh, gosh.
I
Wow.
know.
I mean, yeah, I remember at the time I didn't realize how big of a deal Marty was because she was like a big client that was on, in super high demand.
Yeah.
But also she would have these get-togethers at her house, and like Jen G. Cohen was there, who's a super close friend, like, related. And I'm like, oh, and
right.
I didn't realize, she created Weeds. Like she created all these shows. And then like there was one time where like Joss Whedon, like she's friends with like these A-list writer, director people.
I know.
And it was just so different from Mundelein, Illinois.
I know.
Where we grew up.
And they become just people and friends.
Yeah.
When you just see them at her house so often.
No, I know. It was insane.
Yeah.
But it's just normal.
She's the best.
She got more dog by the time you got to Marty.
She had 3 dogs.
She had more. Yeah. So when I started, it was Maggie. It was with one dog. Every morning and night, I'd walk the dog, take the dog out, get dog exercise. At some point when I was there, she got the second dog.
Marley.
Yeah, Marley, who was from a dog place. So she rescued Marley. Marley was amazing. The role's amazing. And then by the time you got there, then she got the small one, Enzo.
The pug.
The pug. So you had 3 dogs to walk.
Yep.
Morning and night. And then how often did you end up babysitting?
Fairly often, but at the same time, not a lot. I would say maybe once a week she would say, hey, I'm running an errand or something. But
yeah,
babysitting like a weekend, I don't know. It just changed. It could be every few weeks.
They were also older. They were older when you got there a little bit.
Yeah. I loved hanging out with them.
And I love that house.
I know.
She had this amazing house.
She had the comfiest couch.
In Larchmont. I know.
I have looked up where...
That red couch.
Marty, if you're listening, we need to know the red couch.
I know, Marty. Please, that red couch is amazing.
I think she still has it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you found something that we think
similar.
Might be it. Yeah.
It's the comfiest
couch.
That was the best couch ever.
I know.
Gosh. Anyway, now she's in... she moved from Hancock Park.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we got into the industry. I took a different route, obviously, from TV to digital.
Right.
To then, influencer brand stuff, YouTube. And then you are still scripted you're with Jill now, right?
Yeah. Jill
Nice.
Risk Wolf.
Nice.
The best post-producer on Only Murders in the Building.
Mm. That's awesome.
Well, we didn't say, so I started out in the writer's room on Girlfriends, but then going over to post, this is why people can do what I did. Post-production.
Not everyone knows what you mean.
So, okay, yeah. I need to, acknowledge that. So I wanted to always be in post-production. I was in the writer's room, and when post-production was ramping up, I simply went into Marty's office and I said, hey, so I want to be in post-production. Post is starting. And she said, okay, you can be the post PA. And what is crazy about that is the writer's room is the most coveted department in the entertainment industry, and post-production is the least. So a lot of people were just really confused.
She's like, really?
Because it's really hard to get in a writer's room.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
And so when I was finding the replacement for me, that's where it really hit me, because I was getting resumes from Columbia, USC, very qualified
NYU,
people. All of them.
Wow.
So
our mom has a book coming out.
Yes.
And our parents have been married for almost 40 years. Mm-hmm. What do you like most about our parents' marriage?
I like so much. One thing that always comes to mind is their respect and manners towards each other. I think they are very respectful. And one example is if dad is watching a football game, mom will come in the room and wait until it's a good part of the game to interrupt. And then she'll say, honey, I have a question. Or she'll just stand and wait for him instead of, because she doesn't know if it's
a good time.
Yeah. And that always set the example where us kids, I think we saw that example and we're now more conscientious of that. So I like there is a respect there. They always say please and thank you. I love their respect for each other. I love how they are, you can tell that they're a team, and they also are both incredibly smart, and I think they value each other's opinion. And I've seen dad ask mom a lot for her insight on things and vice versa. And
Mm.
I don't think you see that all the time with couples.
Yeah.
So those are things that come to mind. I mean, there's standard stuff that I think a lot of people could guess. Like, they've been married so long, so they figured a lot out. But
Have you read her book yet?
no.
Wow.
Have you?
I've skimmed it. Yeah, I've helped her with
Well, I
it.
haven't had it.
Oh.
It's
Well,
not out
It
yet.
comes out in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
It's called Hey Beginner Wife. I didn't realize a lot of the problems or issues that came up in our family until I saw my mom's Instagram, because she'll just tell a story and I'm like,
I know.
that happened?
I know.
Or it's weird when she tells stories about you as a kid and like she doesn't say our name, but it's like, oh, that was me.
I know.
Or, oh, that was Mary.
And I get really uncomfortable if she talks about intimate stuff.
Oh, really?
I don't want to know.
I mean, yeah, but I'm so excited because she started like 4 years ago, posting on Instagram.
Yep.
The handle's at Hey Beginner Wife, and it is really good relationship advice.
It really is. And as a single woman myself, I gain a lot of wisdom from reading them, even though I'm not married.
As a single woman yourself, what are your thoughts on all these dating apps? Because your position has changed over the years.
Oh, really?
Because you
do you
used to be, so you used to be very much like, I'm not doing it. I could never.
I could never.
And
now I'm a fiend.
And
I'm on like 6 apps.
How would you, what would you tell other girls that don't want to be on dating apps and have never done it?
I would encourage them to try it out. I would say when you try it out, do not get too excited about a guy right away. That was my thing. I'll never forget telling you. I think my first week, I was like, oh, Warren, no. Oh my gosh, I matched with this amazing guy. And you just stared at me. You're like, oh no, don't, Mary. You cannot get attached.
Yeah.
And sure enough, a few days later, he unmatched with me. I'm like, what the heck? We had something. So you cannot get attached at all. That is one piece of advice. I think sticking to 1 or 2 apps to start off with, once you get more experience.
What's the best app right now? The best dating app?
You know what is the underdog is Facebook dating.
What? I didn't know that. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's actually, what I love is you don't have to pay for filters. So I can filter height, religion, city. You can go up to a few cities.
Wow.
So yeah, I've met some solid people, and then others found out they were criminals on that. So that was terrible. But
Whoa.
Facebook dating, I think, is good. And it also tells you if you have mutual friends in common.
Oh, yeah. So you have the social proof.
So you do, yeah. I think that or Hinge is a safe one.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I like those too.
Okay, so you would tell someone to try it if they're looking.
Try it. Don't get attached. Also, I've gone back and forth with this. Put your deal breakers in your bio if you're serious about.
What are your deal breakers for dating?
I want to share the same faith, similar worldview. Those are my two big ones. And then
Worldview how?
I want to align on.
Like, what's the build the perfect guy for you?
Oh my gosh.
How tall?
6'5" plus.
Whoa. Well, you're tall.
I'm 6 feet tall. So starting at 6 feet above, I'm happy with. If we're talking ideal, 6'5" plus.
Did you see the Love is Blind moment where he was way shorter than... Oh, no, maybe you haven't. Have you watched Love is Blind Habibi?
No.
Okay, so that one is... that one is better
See,
than
that would scare me way too much. I would straight up tell them I am 6 feet tall.
Well, that's against the rules.
I would give indications.
Although they do break the rules sometimes. So Love is Blind Habibi, it's like the Middle East Love is Blind.
Yeah.
And these are like the liberal guys on the show, but they're still so conservative compared to American guys.
I bet.
Like if the girl does something wrong, like they like leave and go home. they walk out of the
Really?
pod. They're so like respect.
God.
Like if you think guys in America care about respect, these guys are like 10 times more.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy. Yeah, but there's this match on Love is Blind Habibi where the model girl on the girl side ends up matching with the guy who's like the shortest guy on the guy side. And then when they meet, it was very awkward because she was like, you could tell she cared. Yeah, it was very sad.
I don't fault her for that.
Yeah, and then he ends up leaving her because she wasn't talking to him. She was in her room all day, and then after 2 days of being ignored, he just left.
So these couples don't even make it to the altar; they just leave.
Well, we haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh, okay.
Kayla and I are just slowly getting through it, but.
Dang.
It's voice dubbed because they're not speaking English the whole time, so
right. Yeah, that's hard for me.
they're different, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
So okay, back to the perfect guy for you. 6 feet plus
6 feet plus.
or 6'5" plus.
Yeah, same faith. So I would, believes, not only believes in Jesus, but is active in his faith and wants to grow in his faith, aligning on that, aligning on worldview, which I would say if they're like moderate leaning right, that's great. That gives me a lot of info. And I've said that to guys. I said, look, instead of getting into the politics, I think a good way to gauge worldview is me saying like moderate leaning right. And that's been helpful for a lot of them.
Got it. Do you put that on the dating apps?
No, I just have the filter of I either want the moderate or conservative.
Got it.
So I have the filter. In my bio, I've gone back and forth of should I put my deal breakers in? And I say yes, because it should be light and fun. And I know it's different than your story. I like just starting off a little light and then getting deeper. But if you have your deal breakers in your bio, you don't have that pressure in the beginning to just come out swinging of like, are you a Christian? Are you serious? Da, da, da. So now I have it in my bio.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
Okay.
yeah. It's not much to ask, but apparently it is.
I mean, yeah, each filter cuts out a lot of the other people,
I know.
but all it takes is one.
I know.
All right, you work in TV.
Yes.
What's the best TV show of all time? Drama and comedy.
Friday Night Lights, no question.
Wow.
Yep.
Friday Night Lights. So that's better than Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Breaking Bad.
I haven't. Yes.
That's tough.
Friday Night Lights, you truly.
Did you just finish it again?
No, I didn't.
What season? We're on season.
I've seen
4.
that series 4 or 5 times.
Oh, I'm on my second time.
What?
I don't rewatch shows like that. I watch. There's too many other shows I haven't seen to rewatch.
I understand. Yeah, I've seen it so many times. It's the only show where I have a hard time separating that they're not real characters in real life.
And that's so. Is that
That's
more
so
so for the writing or because of the acting?
Both, I think.
Yeah.
And how it's shot, because
Yeah.
so much feels like handheld.
It's very gritty.
You're with them. The writing is impeccable. The acting's incredible. They also did a lot of they improvised a lot. I heard.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
I like that. I haven't seen all of Game of Thrones, so I'm
Yeah,
not
you
gonna
don't like
talk about
fantasy
that.
stuff
I
as
like
much.
Breaking Bad. I know, but I've worked on a lot of fantasy, so you'd think I would. But
Okay, greatest comedy of all time.
comedy, The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard.
Well, what are the top 3? So you have Seinfeld in there, Friends. Some people.
I
would
like
say.
30 Rock.
Oh, we're going that route. Okay, Arrested Development. I mean,
Okay, wait, what?
that's pretty.
If we're going cliches like Parks and Rec, New Girl, The Office.
New Girl's not the best of all time. Like all like the broadcast ones. I'm like, those aren't. I guess Office was broadcast, but it's. Yeah, the people who are like Always Sunny. I'm like, it's good, but not greatest of all time.
Okay, classics. Friends is up there for sure.
Yeah,
Friends,
I
The
just don't view
Office.
Friends as like a comedy. It feels
I know.
more
It's like feel good.
yeah, it feels more feel good, dramedy.
Okay, so what do you think?
I mean, The Office is definitely in my top 3. Curb is in my top 3.
True, I forgot about Curb.
Yeah, you can't forget about.
Oh, I love Curb. Yeah.
And there's a couple one-offs, but drama.
Veep.
Veep had a few
Veep.
amazing seasons.
Yeah, Veep's so.
Especially now with Kamala, I feel like it's a little close to home. I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw on Twitter or X that Kamala was like yelling at her campaign manager after the Fox interview, and she was so mad. Who knows if any of this is true, but apparently she was very frustrated with her team. But you have to expect that. You're going on Fox News
I know.
with Brett. They're going to ask hard questions, and there's basic questions she just didn't answer. And I'm trying to come at it from a moderate point of
know.
view. I'm like, okay, here's the pros and cons of Trump. Here's the pros and cons of Kamala. But I'm so confused because you have Trump, who he's like, here's what he believes, and he's doing every interview possible, going to multiple places a day. But then you have Kamala, her strategy is that she's not Trump.
Right.
She's not talking about what she's going to do.
Right.
She's unfortunately, she is saying we're not going back, but she's been there for 3.5 years. So
I know.
that's hard to really lean on that.
I know.
But I don't know. I think she'll probably end up winning. I think that she doesn't have a lot to say is going to end up hurting her. But also, even if she did have more to say, she's not good at like communicating her idea.
Right.
Like the idea.
I do think she's smarter than we think she is.
I'm
but
sure she's smart.
I think she is really smart. I just think her way of conveying it is not great at all. And also with this whole Brett interview, I haven't seen all of it. When I hear that story, it's just like, okay, now you know how the other side feels for once with just a frustration of how media is treating you, because I think the media's been glorifying her.
Yeah, but Trump will continue going on those other places, and he'll do those interviews.
True.
Whereas Kamala, when she sat down, you could tell she did not want to be there. She was frustrated. She wasn't answering the questions, and then Brett wasn't letting her off the hook. So Brett would say, "No, I really don't know what you mean."
Yeah.
Because like,
So what does she want her team to do about that?
she's probably mad that maybe her team didn't prep her enough. Maybe her team gave her advice she didn't agree with. She didn't go to that dinner that Trump did go to, and I know that
Smith's dinner?
Yeah, and I know that she was probably mad that she didn't end up going. I think that might have been a reason that she was screaming at someone. But I mean, these also could be made up lies. So I don't
If you want to be the president of the country, you need to handle talking to someone for 20 minutes that doesn't align with you. That is your job.
Well, and you have to go through and like own certain things. Like when he asked, he's like, okay, you said you support gender affirming surgeries, or like when you change the surgery for people that are in prison, and like the government should pay for that. So that was, I think, a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He asked her, like, do you still agree with that? Whatever. And like, she wouldn't. I think maybe with that one, maybe she said she did agree with it, but that's not a popular opinion among even Democrats.
Right.
So it's like, okay, why are you going to stand on that hill and die?
Right.
The reason is because she doesn't like people mad at her.
Right.
So if she said, "Oh, I'm not in favor of those, government-funded surgeries for people in prison," there'd be a segment of the left that would be really mad at her.
Right.
Like the LGBTQ plus, they'd be annoyed, and she doesn't want anyone to be mad at her. And unfortunately, if you're going to be in this position, a lot of people are going to be mad at you.
Right.
So I thought she'd be
If you
used
were
to
on
that.
her team, how would you handle that after the interview?
If I was on her team after the interview.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, because she's so far behind in polls, I think that's why she's doing more interviews, is because she's hoping that will maybe like change things. She needs to go. I would coach her on talking points a ton. I would say, hey, Kamala, like 2 hours, put your phone away. We're going to go through the 5 obvious talking points, or like 3 things that you stand for. Like, let's stand on these. Like, what are things opposite of Trump that other people like align with?
Yeah.
That's the strategy if you want to get elected. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, where are like the low hanging fruit? Which obviously like abortion is coming in hot for a lot of things.
Right.
But she's got to have an answer for the economy. She doesn't right now. Like the question that's getting clipped a lot is when Brett says 79% of people don't like the economy or think we're heading in the wrong direction. You are the current direction. Why is that? Like, what are you going back from? And her answer is, well, Donald Trump has been running for the past 12 years.
Oh, that's the clip where she said, Brett,
Yeah.
know.
And then he's like, I really don't know.
And he's like, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and then like, and you see Brett keeps looking to the side because Kamala's team is like, end it. I'm like, oh boy. So if that was 25 minutes with Brett, I doubt she's going to do a 3-hour with Rogan.
Right.
And Trump
Are
should.
you giving her any credit for doing the interview with Brett, or is it just...
Yeah, no, I'd be way more annoyed if she wasn't doing any of these interviews.
True.
Like, I love that she did 60 Minutes.
Wow,
Which-
to go from Call Her Daddy to Brett is so funny.
Well, she went from Call Her Daddy right into 60 Minutes, and then she did Brett
Okay.
a few days later.
Yeah.
But she clearly wasn't coached well, or she didn't remember what she was coached on.
Yeah.
But her team has got these are basic campaign things.
Yeah.
So I don't know who her handlers are or what they're doing, but it's obvious. Like, you're gonna get asked the questions Brett asked. It was like the most obvious thing ever.
Right.
So I'm confused why the person who's polling at half our country likes is like this. But
Right.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. So do you think as you've gotten older, you become more left or more right politically?
More right. I think that happens when you get older.
Yeah, I do too.
If you don't become more right, you understand where the right's coming from, at least. Especially when you start making more money.
I remember the first time you realized why people are Republicans. Like, you got a paycheck, and I was going through it with you, and you asked me what that money was or
I
whatever,
know.
and I'm like, no, that's what you gave. That's taxes. That's what you
I
gave
got so mad.
the government. You gave that to the government, and you were like, why?
Raging red at that point.
And I'm like, that's taxes, and you're like, that's a lot that I had to give them, and I'm like, and this is why people are Republican.
Well, especially in California, they take
Oh, I know.
half my paycheck. Yeah, I won't forget that either. I got so frustrated. Yeah, I think in some ways I'm moderate because it just, for sure. But no, I lean more right the more I get older, which is surprising, especially because I work in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But I do understand where the left comes from. I just definitely don't agree with a lot of it.
So we are in a family with a lot of content people now.
Yes.
And you have helped Amy grow her Hack Your HR channel.
Yes.
She launched that last year, picked up steam. You helped run some of her socials.
Yep.
She's head of HR at Tom's. And then you have Mom with her relationship advice. You have my wife, Kayla, with a lot of the longevity, biohacking health stuff, which I'm doing a little bit also. And then you have the show that you're working on now. But what do you think of like the other family members? What do they think of it? Like the brothers or dad? Like, are they paying attention or do they think it's weird?
Ooh, I think it's such a blend, and I think it's probably different for each thing. I think they do a really good job at supporting everyone from what I see.
Yeah.
And I think what I love is Midwest culture where they know like their identity, they're not fulfilled by followers, anything that people here deal with, even Mom. Mom understands it more 'cause she's
In
the Midwest. But I really appreciate that side of them where they're not really impressed by, I would say, numbers, but they get excited for everyone who does that. So I just love Midwest culture in that way where it's like they don't care at all. But they also have no idea the pressures you guys face, the tough skin it takes, negative comments, things like that. So I think they're supportive. I think they probably don't get a lot of, they just can't because of what they're doing.
Yeah.
But
And for your show, what's the show you're working on now for fun before your next job?
so I'm working on, it's called Mary in the Middle. It's focusing on me and my Lentz my siblings in LA. So it's hanging out with Amy and Dom, hopefully you and Kayla, and people getting a glimpse of all of our lives because all of us have very interesting jobs and they're all very, very different. And we're also all best friends. And so to integrate all of that together, I think is fun. And it's been a ton of fun.
Yeah, it is weird because you have Dom, who now is part of The Calling, which is this big band. Mm-hmm. They're awesome. And then obviously married to Amy, who's doing Hack Your HR stuff and, running things at Tom's.
Yep.
And then you have you that have worked in TV for a decade on all these shows, 8 to 10 shows.
Right.
And then you have my stuff with all these creator people. And then you have Kayla with, there's all these articles now that saying we're trying to live to 150.
I know.
Which was kind of a goal before, but now I guess it definitely is because people are like writing about it. But
yes,
we'll see what happens. I'm excited to live that long. I'm a little nervous because I feel like life is so ironic sometimes. You can try your best to be perfect and then,
I mean, what I'm scared about is like, as long as you're not living to live, you know what I mean?
I'm living. I thought about do you eat to live or live to eat? But you're talking about living to live.
If you're just so fixated on 150 years and you're just like, we have to do that.
No, I believe, we're Christian. So we believe we're going to heaven and there's a much better place after this life. This life has a lot of good in it, but a lot of horrible, evil, pure wickedness. And it'd be a lot better to be gone in a better place. It is way harder to stay on this earth and face life.
Right.
Because life is challenging. It's not easy.
Right.
It's easier if you have the right mentality and if you have the right worldview. But if you have that victim worldview, and that's why, a lot of people will say that wokeness is like a mind virus because it really sucks you into all the bad traits, unfortunately. All my problems are not my own. The government needs to solve these problems for me. Yeah, there needs to be a safety net, and there are a lot of bad things that happen that need to, we need to help people.
Right.
But the mentality, if you approach life like that, it's just so sad.
Right.
As opposed to how, we've approached life, I feel. We didn't grow up with a ton of money, and all of us kids have like a work ethic and like a grit. Mm-hmm. And Kayla and I talk about this a lot, but we want our kids to have grit. And it's like, okay, how can we have, a life where we're able to like be healthy and make some money, but then also not have spoiled kids. So apparently we're going to get whistles just like the Von Trapp family in Sound of Music, but we'll see.
I am so excited to see how this pans out.
No, I know. I'm like, okay, what if we...
Yeah, but it's not guaranteed your kids will want to be healthy.
I'm talking about like a
They're
good
gonna
work ethic.
rebel and have pizza, maybe.
Well, if not, when they're in this house, not. I don't. I mean,
Come to
well,
Auntie Mare's.
or no, we're not.
Come to
letting-
Auntie Mare's.
No, we're not letting other people.
When you turn 18, I will buy you Taco Bell.
They're gonna get so sick if they went 18 years. If our kids go 18 years pure organic, like whole food, and then they have Taco Bell, they're gonna get such a stomachache. Yikes!
You went to Tim's and had Tony's Pizza?
What's Tony's Pizza? Oh, Tony's Pizza, the frozen pizza.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yikes!
Sauna for you.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
No, but I agree. And
So so the show Mary in the Middle.
yeah, Mary in the Middle.
Okay, is it gonna
Yes.
come out on TikTok or Instagram?
It will come on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
What will the handle be on TikTok or Instagram?
Mary in the Middle. Instagram, a girl, Mary in the Middle, she has not posted since 2012. So
Yes.
right now it's Mary in the Middle _
Yes.
So it's in the works. I'm hoping Mary in the Middle from 2012 will release this handle. Everyone go report her.
Yeah, you got to submit something to Meta.
I
Dormant
have.
account. Yeah, that's annoying. There's a couple accounts I'm trying to do that for now.
Yeah. But no, the handle across everything except Instagram is Mary in the Middle.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, what have you done for entertainment the past few months? TV, travel, any good
What have I done for entertainment? Like, how have I
Any
absorbed things?
TikTok accounts you're following? Good.
So I've
books?
watched the current season of Love is Blind. Nobody wants.
Which
us.
sucked because you had the couple we wanted to watch break up. The producers didn't even take them.
I know.
The guy who was like,
Leo
I
and
don't want
Brittany.
them to love me for my money, but I have a lot of money.
He's an art dealer, yeah.
Ugh,
Leo
brutal.
and Brittany. Yeah, I binged that. It's definitely not my favorite season. And it's the producer's fault.
Yeah.
They didn't even bring Leo to the party to meet Hannah.
Oh,
Because
God.
he had, what are they doing? You gotta have good TV. So
Hannah turned out to be kind of brutal.
she's brutal.
She's mean to that guy.
She's very disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I know she has reasons and I feel for her, but that's not how you should deliver.
Yeah, the content of what she's saying isn't necessarily wrong.
Right.
It's just the way she's
her
saying
delivery.
it is so bad.
Right. To
this
say like,
poor
I made
guy.
you from a boy into a man. I taught you everything you know. That is so, you just see it in his face. It's
Yeah.
just so emasculating and rough.
I wish there was a counter on Love is Blind where they tell us how many hours and minutes total each couple have spent talking over those like 12 days.
Yeah. Because you always hear it later in interviews. They're like, guys, that was a 3-hour convo
Yeah.
and they showed 5 minutes.
I'm like, are they talking for like 12 hours total or like 35 or 50? Like,
Right.
are they allowed?
Right.
Like that's the other thing is like the format. Is each first meeting, is it like 20 minutes? Is it like 10? So
Right.
you're wanting more? Is it like
Right.
an hour? And then you can leave if you want if there's
I
no
know.
connection. I'm really curious.
I am
Some
too.
Love is Blind producer should come out and tell us the format.
I'm sure there's an NDA.
It's probably on Reddit. No, I know. There's a Reddit. There's an NDA.
Yeah. But no, I've binged a lot of that. I'm watching a lot of TikToks to get inspo of maybe how I want to do things on this show. And what else have I watched? The Menendez
Oh, yeah.
show.
Yeah. Well,
One of the
that's-
editors on Only Murders I work with, his brother is the lead.
That's just a
so-
movie. That's just a one episode thing, right?
No, it's
How-
like 8 to 10 episodes.
The Menendez thing is 8 to... Oh, maybe we did watch it.
It's so good.
Got it. Okay. Are they going to get out, you think?
I do. I really do. I hope they do.
I was so mad how the second trial, the judge would not allow that information in about the dad like molesting them.
I know.
I mean, and then you saw their attorney, the gal with like the curly hair, how
Wait,
mad
did you
she
watch the
was.
show?
Yeah, I did watch it.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just so infuriated. Like I would have been. I hope that I would have been one of the jurors
Right.
that had heard about it before. But the problem is, that'd be going against like the system because the judge specifically said throw away everything you've heard in the past, which is so horrible.
I couldn't do that. How do you do that?
Well, the 12 jurors, a handful of them probably hadn't heard of it,
Yeah.
and then a few of them probably had, and they just went with the crowd.
Yeah. No, but that was a really, it's a really good show. Sad case.
Yeah.
I fast forwarded when they killed the parents.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't do that.
yeah. For people who don't know, this is a Netflix show about these two brothers that got put away for killing their parents in Beverly Hills like 30 years ago.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Yep.
Okay, so you watch that show. We have the election coming up.
Yep. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Probably just staying here, probably.
Oh,
Hopefully.
what are you doing for Christmas?
I don't want to travel. We just got back from Switzerland. Christmas, I don't know. We haven't figured Christmas. We haven't talked about it yet. Is our family coming here or staying in Illinois?
I think Illinois.
Well, we just went there for the Indiana thing.
I know.
Are you going back to Illinois?
Yes. For Christmas?
Are Amy and Dom?
Yes, they are.
Wow.
Dad told me the plan,
Wait.
but all he knows is Amy and Dom are coming until the 27th.
And then they're going to Ohio?
I don't know. Either Ohio or back to LA.
We'll probably go for at least a few days. I just don't know how long.
I mean, all the grandkids are there now, so it's hard to make a case for them to come here. But
once we have kids out here in California, then what are we going to do?
I know. So we have that going on. What else? Yeah, I'm focused on this show, dating, and my health and friends.
What are the health things you're doing as of recently?
I go to the gym. That's definitely a staple 4 or 5 times a week.
How are you eating?
How am I eating?
Yeah.
At home, it's very bland. So at home, I've been doing this high protein yogurt from Costco. And I put protein powder in the yogurt in the morning. So I have that with decaf coffee. For lunch, I have Teton Links.
Why decaf?
Decaf?
Yeah.
Well, I did carnivore for 2 years. And when I did that, I got really sensitive to caffeine and I just haven't gone back.
Nice.
So I've stuck with decaf. And then Teton sausage links. Sometimes I mix that in my salad. So I'll have salad with Teton. And then dinner, it's been a lot of burger patties with cheese.
Yep.
Burger patties also from Costco. And then steak, not as much. It's too expensive here.
Yeah, it is.
So that it's very basic in my house of what I
What do you drink?
Water, tea,
So you don't drink any flavored
protein
anything?
shakes. No, I don't.
So you don't drink any carbonated anything?
No.
Wow.
I will when I come to your house.
Did you ever go through a time in your life where you drank like diet or sodas?
No.
Wow.
I know. I've always been iced coffee. It's like iced coffee or tea or water.
What year of your life did you eat the unhealthiest?
Unhealthiest? Oh,
Like high school?
no, college.
Really?
So I got a job at a coffee shop, Latte Land. I just didn't. One of the biggest frustrations of my life is not knowing about nutrition and health
Yeah.
until I moved out here. And so I thought, freshman in college, I thought low-fat milk was super healthy. I thought sugar-free syrup was healthier at least.
Yeah.
So I definitely gained weight when I started work at the coffee shop because I would have scones, croissants, but then I would have so many lattes every day.
Yeah.
And looking back, that is just disgusting. And I ate out with friends nearly every day. So we'd have...
In Kansas?
Yeah. I mean, I was on my feet all day, so I justified it like I'm exercising. I was on my feet 8-9 hours a day, but yeah, that was gross. That was a gross eating time.
How many hours did you work at the coffee shop when you were in college?
35.
And you were full-time
At
student?
school, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, my college experience was really unique. I think I started at 2 jobs. So I started at a dry cleaners and the coffee shop, and I had about 12 hours there, 15 hours another one, quit dry cleaning. And then the minimum I wanted was 25 hours a week.
What did you do at the dry cleaning place? Just customers coming in?
Yeah, I organized their laundry, so that was gross. But I got to keep what was in the pockets. So if there was money,
How often was there money?
like once a week,
What was the most money you ever found?
$20. It was amazing.
Dang.
It was amazing. $20 went a long way in 2009.
Wait, so if you drop your clothes off and you have $100 bill in there and you come back and be like,
I mean, if it was 100, my conscience wouldn't have let me keep it.
No, I just mean as a customer, do you lose your rights when you give someone your laundry? Do you lose what's in your pockets?
I think it depends. If it was jewelry, we kept it aside. If it was really important, we definitely.
No, I get that.
I did.
I just want to know,
but
like legally. Just don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Who is someone in your life that you want to compliment right now? This is the compliment corner.
The compliment corner.
Compliment corner.
That's cute.
It's a new segment.
Oh, that's cute. I will give a compliment to one of my best friends. Can I do 2 people?
Okay, but do one. We have to go back.
Okay, fine. The first one is one of my best friends, Rachel Worrell.
Rachel, I have the same birthday as her.
Rachel, you did. You do. I've known her my whole life. And we voice memo pretty much every day. And we voice memo pretty much every day. And she has just been such a steadfast support and bright light just every day. And it's the same compliment to my other best friend, Beck. I voice memo them often. And so they're just so supportive, and they hold such space, and they hold a lot of space for me and are really generous with their time and their words. And they're both vaults and very safe. And I think that's rare.
Vaults, vaults.
Anything I say, they can keep a secret. Yeah, I trust them with my life.
But what if they're telling people you don't know?
I trust their discretion.
Wow.
I know. That's hard.
Dang.
It's hard to find people like that. So even though it's safe, I know if Beck said, hey, I ended up telling so-and-so, I probably would agree with her and be like, yeah, that's fine. So the other week she said, oh, I told my boyfriend this. And I just could not have cared less. I'm like, yeah, tell him.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I'm just very thankful for their friendship. And it's so consistent. I really value consistency. What about you? Who do you want to compliment?
I'll do two also. I'll do first one, Amy and Dom as a group. They're going through a lot in their life for good. And when that happens, you just have to adjust and figure it out. And I feel like they've both taken on a lot together and individually, but together. And I'm just excited because LA needs more examples of couples like them that are doing what they're doing. And they're a good team. And the second one will be Kayla, my wife. I will compliment her. She has been in LA for not even a year yet, and her social calendar is starting to fill up. She's definitely growing into the different kind of schedule you have when you have these fun opportunities. Mm-hmm. So we had like a film crew yesterday doing some stuff for like a partnership that she's doing. And then after that, she did a podcast for an hour, and then she drove to, I think, Venice for like this dinner.
Oh, wow.
Today she's in like Orange County for some, health thing. So she's definitely, doing all the things. And like, we want to have kids soon, and we're not going to be able to do all those things as much. So I think she is an amazing wife in the midst of all that, because she still cooks dinner every night for us, which I really appreciate, except for tonight we're eating dinner.
Right.
She's down there getting dinner. And yeah, that will be my compliment corner.
Aw, that's very sweet.
What's something you're looking forward to this year? As we get to the end of 2024, what are you looking forward to?
Releasing Mary in the Middle.
Oh, your show. Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I will forward to that.
I will be following that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hopefully in it. And, well, I'm looking forward to the election.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous.
Yes.
Because I feel that if Trump doesn't win and there is cheating happening, which I'm sure it happens on both sides, but if there's enough cheating to happen on the other side and people think he should have won and people are caught cheating, I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like there could be riots and people getting really mad.
Yeah, but didn't that happen 4 years ago when they thought that?
Yeah, but the left is more, no, not to the extent that it could happen. I mean, that the media overblew what happened. In my opinion, they way overblew it.
Okay.
I mean, only one person died, and it was not even from that. It was from something else. And the media took what Trump said out of context. And what I'm talking about is, like, let's say there's a few instances of people stuffing ballots, and there's video footage, like more than there was in the past. I think people are going to get mad.
Right.
I just want it to be fair and peaceful, and whoever gets more votes with the Electoral College should win.
Right.
And everyone should accept it.
So you're looking forward to just knowing the answer?
Yeah, I'm just getting through it. It's a little exhausting, all these,
it is.
Just going through the whole media thing and all the podcasts and all the news and what's real. That's hard because on TikTok, you don't know what's real anymore. You go to the comment, this isn't true. You go to the comments, you're like, okay, that's not true.
Have you gone on TikTok where you're on both algorithms for both sides?
Yeah. Mine, I got it blended pretty good, but now it's like leans more to the right now. But yeah, going down the rabbit hole of like the other side of what you're tend to lean is fun.
It is.
There's a lot of conspiracy theory ones I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
Are you in the one at all where there's the underground network in LA with all those freeways that are like
Starbucks?
Yeah, the Starbucks.
Yes. Do you believe in that? So you guys don't know this, but apparently there's underground Starbuckses where they give free.
One.
Oh, there's one.
Are there more? I don't know.
Where it's above Starbucks Reserve. It's so high up. Celebrities don't even have to pay.
It just seems fishy.
Yeah, but have you seen the comments?
No. So, I mean, some of them.
All the comments were like, whatever, Brad Pitt like nearly hit me trying to merge.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Will
like I
Smith.
have seen celebrities in traffic all the time.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I don't really believe in that conspiracy theory.
I know. I do think you would see more footage than what we do see, though, of celebrities on the freeway.
Well, it's like that same thing everyone was saying of, you know how you live in a simulation is you never see anyone carrying in groceries from your
True.
neighbors. But like that's not true. I actually have seen neighbors bringing groceries.
I know.
So if you really think about this stuff,
Yeah, and then you get bummed because that means you're not main character.
other people are not. No, I don't.
I saw my neighbor bringing groceries. I thought, dang it, I'm not the main character.
No, but the point is there's many simulations and then there'd be different ones for different
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
It means you're not in one. Okay, I think that is a wrap.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
This was fun.
This was so nice.
I didn't even have media training for those.
You can be a repeat guest at some point whenever we film more of these.
That'd be great.
And we're excited to see Mary in the Middle. We're excited for the election, for Mom's book,
So many things.
for
Dom's tour.
Dom's tour, and everything that is happening.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.